Don't call the Timberwolves elite. Don't call the Timberwolves elite. Wyatt, do not call the Timberwolves elite. Haha, screw it. The Timberwolves are elite. Anthony Edwards is top 10 all time. I don't want to hear anything different. I'm just kidding. I don't really know that much about basketball, but I watched the Timberwolves last night and they did look absolutely amazing. Granted, they were playing one of the worst teams in the league. Okay, I know that much about basketball. I can tell you that the Rockets are terrible. Seriously, if you're somebody out there who doesn't like basketball just because you don't really watch it and you don't understand it, because that's how I was going into last season, I highly recommend you give it a chance, because I got into the NBA last year and it's been one of the funnest things to get into. Now, unfortunately for me, I'm a fan of the team that historically has, I think, the worst win-loss ratio. But then again, being a fan of Minnesota sports, you can't really expect anything else. But hey, what can you do besides enjoy the fun while it lasts? I'm happy the NBA is back. Alright, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Happy Thursday. Today's video, since I got a pretty good response last week, we're going to continue to do our power rankings. This will be our week 7 power rankings. I had somebody recommend that I do a tier list every single Thursday because every team has their own place. I would do that, but ranking every single team 1 through 32 every single week would either end up with me going mentally insane, or it would end with me falling asleep at my keyboard because that would take 6 hours to make. So we will continue with the top 10 list that we've been doing. However, before we hop into it, guys, I want you to head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. So, starting off with number 10 on this list, we've got a new team emerging, and that is the Cincinnati Bengals. They have absolutely earned the right to be called a top 10 football team in this league. They're 6 points shy of being 6-0, and Zach Taylor has proven on more than one occasion that he was not the issue last year. I say this all the time too, but I can't get behind Joe Burrow enough. This entire team is filled with winners. Young, hardworking guys who fight until they drop every single week. Defense is sitting in the top 10. Offense is scoring 25 points a game. Things are looking bright. The Bengals are number 10. Alright, and moving in at number 9, we've got the Chargers. Now, I don't want to drop them off the face of the earth because of one bad week, but what the hell happened? I didn't watch the game. I didn't get to see any of it. Look, they go out there and do that again. Yeah, there's going to be discussion. There is obviously a very big issue there, but I don't think that's going to happen again. Third of the way through the season, they have been one of the best teams in football. Now, whether they got caught off guard, whether their team just didn't show up to play, I don't know what the problem was. They got their asses kicked and it happened in front of everybody. That's the unfortunate part. This bye week really couldn't come at a better time for the Chargers. It's going to give them a week to rest. It's going to give them a week to review that game plan, watch that tape, and patch the holes that were present versus the Ravens. The league gave Kansas City a chance to figure it out. Now, why don't we do the same for the Chargers? They're fine. I'll take them at number 9. And up next at number 8, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, that was an impressive win over the Washington football team. The most impressive part about it was that they only allowed 13 points. Okay, with that win, Kansas City's right back into the race, but there is one huge problem right now in that organization, and there's no hiding it. Patrick Mahomes is not Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what the fuck is going on with him. However, even without Mahomes playing at his peak level, they still threw up 31 points. They showed us they're capable of competing without their quarterback on his A game. They showed us they're capable of competing with the defense that's clearly in shambles. I think Clyde Edwards will help them a lot when he returns. Not that Darrell Williams has been doing bad, but they drafted Clyde for a reason. He's the guy there. They want to use him in the game plan. He's more fit for that game plan. Coming in at number 7, we've got Dallas. Now, I can't remember where I had them last week. They were 5 or 6, and I'm dropping them a little bit, but it's not out of pure disgust. I'm dropping them because of what I said about Baltimore last week. Now, I know Dallas isn't dependent on one guy like Baltimore, has been on Lamar, but Dallas is extremely dependent on their offense. Trayvon had a pick 6 and allowed a 70-yard touchdown within a span of 28 seconds. That's not okay. Now, Dallas did look strong. Don't get me wrong on that. I will give them credit. Anybody who can put up 35 points in Foxborough, give yourself a pat on the back. But allowing 29 points and going to overtime against a bottom 7 offense in the NFL currently, that's just piss poor, guys. You gotta fix it. Dallas, who is also on a bye week, apparently all the good teams are on fucking byes this week, they're gonna get a much needed opportunity like the Chargers. Now, they didn't get their asses kicked like LA did. Dallas knows that they've got problems to fix. I'll still take them at number 7 though. Alright, coming in at number 5, we've got Tampa Bay. Their run defense remains elite. Their offense can compete against anybody. I've already said it once. Antonio Brown and Leonard Fournette have been turning that thing into an absolute wrecking ball. But unfortunately, their secondary and their ability to make a stop in the red zone have both been just piss poor. What was it, 28-22? That game should have been like 28-6. If Tampa Bay can somehow just find a way to piece together that secondary and get them on even a fraction of the level that they were on last year when they won the Super Bowl, I'll push them right back into the top 5. But that D is bad, man. Like, it is unacceptable. All right, up next we got number 5, and that is Green Bay. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I just think they're an extremely well-rounded team. They dominated Chicago. Rodgers played well. The defense played well. They just gotta really hope Jair Alexander doesn't end up needing this possible season-ending surgery. But even if he does, they've proven that they can still fucking play, so what the hell's the difference? Look, if I must give some credit to LaFleur, I will. He is a very good coach. But I just think that this organization is working for Aaron Rodgers. And I'm not saying that to disrespect LaFleur. That's why I just gave him credit. But I feel like this team is being run by one man, Aaron Rodgers. They want to win a ring for and with Aaron Rodgers. The team is feeding off of the energy that he brought into this season, and that energy basically said, fuck this team's front office, let's just go win the ring ourselves. And they're doing a pretty good job at it so far. Really don't know what to expect after this season for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's gonna stay, but part of me thinks he will now. But if he's gonna stay, I'm fairly certain he is going to make it where he has pretty much all the say in who gets drafted. Because that's where all these fucking problems started with in the first place. Anyway, I'll take Green Bay at number 5. Okay, coming in at number 4, we've got the Baltimore Ravens. They once again did exactly what I told them to. This game wasn't about Lamar. It was about the defense dominating and their offense utilizing all tricks and tools to generate points. And they did well. Team honestly kind of picked up for Lamar this week. Look, I'm really torn on this team. I'm torn because I still don't think that after just this 1 week, they're back. I still think Lamar is going to be responsible for a lot of the team's success. But the fact that I've been talking about Lamar carrying them and now Baltimore as a whole just went out and dominated the Chargers, I have no choice but to acknowledge them. They're one of the best teams in football. I have them at number 4. But I do have one question, and it's not supposed to be an insult, but who the fuck is your running back? I'm seriously, I have no fucking idea. You got Lamar, you got Devontae Freeman, you got Le'Veon Bell, you got Latavius Murray, which, by the way, none of those running backs should have been on the team at the start of this year. It was supposed to be Dobbins, Edwards, and Tyson Williams? What a shit show. All right, on to number 3, we've got the Rams. I don't think they moved. I'm pretty sure I had them as number 3 last week. But they're as good as ever. Their defense had a huge bounce back. They played absolutely outstanding. Granted, it was against Daniel Jones. But it was a much-needed slap in the face to that defense that, hey, you guys are still this good. You just had to find it. I love their offense. I love how it's functioning. I love the use of Darrell Henderson in between bombs to Cooper Kupp. My only complaint is I wish that they would more consistently get Robert Woods involved. But it's hard to complain when they're still blowing teams out without him. They move on to play Detroit this week. I know, 2 bloodbaths back to back, really hard. But I don't expect this game to be close, not even for a minute. They shouldn't even entertain them. Watch out, Arizona. The Rams are heating up. All right, number 2, and they dropped. The Bills. Look, it's easy. It's incredibly fucking simple to talk about this game. The defense wasn't ready. Well, it was, but then it wasn't. I don't have any offensive concerns. I love the trick play that Dable had with Dawson Knox and Josh. The call at the end, yes, I would have played it safe and kicked it, but I stand behind Sean. And I still think that Buffalo was at the top of the league. However, the best football team in the league cannot be getting ripped apart by a running back. I don't care if it's Derrick Henry. I know he is the best in the league. That's been made very obvious, but the Cardinals shut him the fuck down. So Buffalo, if you want to win a championship, you got to find a way to stop him. And you guys did. They manhandled the Titans for the first quarter of that game. And then when Derrick Henry broke free, triggered something in Buffalo's head, and their defense just went off the fucking rails. They will be back after their bye, they will be rested, and they will be hungry. Buffalo at number 2. And moving on to number 1, we've got Jacksonville. Congratulations on that win, you bunch of fucking... Number 1 is the Cardinals. Look, the game wasn't even competitive. They beat the living shit out of the Browns without Cliff Kingsbury. Cardinals not only knocked Cleveland out of the top 10, but they knocked out half of their fucking roster on top of that. Everything for this team is clicking, and I mean everything. You know how impressive it is. Sorry to repeat myself, but do you actually understand how impressive it is to walk into Cleveland and absolutely kick their ass without your own coach? That's wild. And another thing that I don't think people are quite understanding about this game is that if it wasn't for Baker's Hail Mary, it would have been 37-7. Guys, I can't defend that. Cardinals, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Please find it in your hearts to forgive me. I got you back at number 1. You guys are the best team in football. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for this week's Power Rankings. I hope you guys liked this list. If there's any spots you guys agreed with or disagreed with, let me know in the comments. Friendly reminder that if your team is not on this list and you're upset about it and you want to write to me, in the kindest way possible, I don't give a fuck. For those who are interested in following any of my social medias or sending something to my P.O. box, all that info will be in the description of this video as well. All that stuff being said, guys, you know the drill. I'm gonna hop off and edit this so you guys can watch it on time. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their Thursday. Enjoy the Thursday night football game, and as always, I will see you in the next video.